So hey folks, I'm just going to talk about this car, what I found breaks, what I like about it, what I don't. People have already done unboxings, people have already done reviews. I just wanted to showcase it a little bit and show what I found about it. I love this car, it's under $100, 12428 by WLTOYS. Everything is plastic for the most part, except for the drive shafts. The rear drive shaft is not, the rear drive shaft is partially metal, but the actual drive shaft itself is plastic. The cups that connect everything together are metal. And so pretty much what I found about this car, I've got two of these. The first one broke on the rear drive shaft, not at the plastic, but actually at the cup point, where it goes into the cup. The metal on that broke. Just snapped right in the middle. What I found about this car is the drive shafts are going to be the biggest issue. Now, I have added weight to this thing because I have added FPV cam, 4K cam, a huge battery. So it is being weighted down a lot more than it normally would. So your drive shafts might not be as big of an issue as mine. But one thing I can't excuse is the drive shaft in the front. You're not going to be able to see where the cup goes in, but basically it has little cups where the drive shaft slips into. Both cars failed at that point pretty quickly. So what I have done, instead of taking it all apart, right where the drive shaft slips into actually where the cup slips into the front axle, it looks like, I just put some glue on there, some good epoxy that was heat resistant and flexible and all that stuff, and both cars held up really well after that. The back drive shaft, a whole different ballgame, but I do believe on the last car we were jumping it with all this weight on there, and it just hit. I think it was just force that broke it because it is bottoming out a lot more easily with this battery in the back. This particular car is my camera car. The one that is broken is down and out right now, but I have ordered a brushless motor system. I painted it black and gray now. We ordered a new rear axle. Let me talk about that for a second. So, when this rear axle broke, this was partially user error, but what you find is that, they go into these cups. These cups, I'm pretty sure, are Loctited on, or they're just tightened down really bad. I'm pretty sure RC guys are going to tell me they're Loctited, and I'm stupid. I should have heated them up. I didn't know that. I should have thought about that. Everything, heat works a little better, but I ordered a heat gun, but what I found was, since the drive shaft broke itself, and I stripped the Allen keys on the cups, that was it. I had to literally buy a new axle and a new spur gear. It's pretty much the spur gear goes to a pole, the pole hits this cup. Well, the cup is stuck on the pole, so I had to buy the whole piece. So that first car is getting a complete rebuild pretty much, but I figured why not buy a brushless motor and just soup it up at that point. All in all, this car is awesome. This was my first hobby grade car, the one that got me into it now, and I probably spend too much now on other cars, but it is just a great car. It's fast, especially once you upgrade the battery. I did notice a big difference when I put this 5200 milliamp battery in there. Heat, obviously, runtime is going to give you more issues if you do stuff like that. I did put a dual fan heat sink on there, just dab a thermal paste and slap the heat sink on there. You have to point the fan back or it's going to bottom out up here. But it actually fits on there really well. It has just enough space for airflow, and you can hear it work and feel the car working with those fans, and it does make a difference. If I start to heat up a little bit, you can feel it at the bottom here. That's where the heatsink mount is. I just give it a feel. If I can't hold my finger on there for a couple seconds, then I just let it cool off. You can just literally leave it on, and the fan will cool it off in a few minutes, and you're good to go again. I haven't had any sort of overheating issues or failure issues like that. So what I did do, I added that heatsink fan. This is an FPV cam. This is the $40 one. I'll link it in the description. This one's been great. I ordered a $16 one. that $16 one smoked as soon as I hooked it up, and it was not user error. I hooked everything up the right way. I even purchased batteries specifically for it, so I wouldn't hook it up to my car, and it died immediately. You'll see a lot of people, if you go to the reviews, a lot of people have that issue just because they're so small when you solder stuff like that. You know, it's just hard. So we got the FPV cam, 4K cam, 5200 milliamp battery, and the heat sink in there. I've got tires on the way, and I think that's all that's going to happen with the camera one. But in a future review or a future video, I'll show you guys the rebuild that I'm doing with the other one, the first one that I purchased. That's going to be full brushless, new servo, new motor, new ESC, new transmitter, everything from the bottom up, big tires. I bought a second, like we said, axle, so I've got two sets of those. I'm going to open them both up, see which one looks better, because the other one is aftermarket. And then we're going to throw some power through it. It's already got a lot of power. The only reason I want to build a brushless is because I got into this hobby. We're all at home, you know, I've got 3 kids here. I'm literally watching 3 kids. What can 3 boys get into? We're all into RC. It's an easy hobby to get into. It's cheap to get some of these Chinese ones. And so I got some of my friends into them. The friend that actually broke my first drop shot, he got one. He got the A959B. Like I should have gotten right off the bat. But instead, I got the 14401, which is a sick car. Don't get me wrong. 60K out of the box, 60 kilometers an hour, it says it's not. But I'm sure if you put a better battery on there, you could get it. But this is slower than the A959B. With the stock tires, I put bigger tires on there. We've raced both ways. This handles like a champ. I will recommend the 14401 for racing. I don't have a ton of experience in racing, but I can tell that this is a different ball game in terms of how it handles. But in the drag, that A959B is just so fast. I had another friend who bought a Corrali 2-wheel drive, brushless, big boy car, and that thing is smoking all of my cars. That A959B is keeping up, if that tells you anything. Not on the stretch, but on the takeoff, you know, on the drag, it is keeping up. So definitely recommending a WLTOYS A959B. I bought that one because they were saying that was the bigger brother. It's really just the bigger brother. It's not the faster brother. WLTOYS is a great brand. Like I said, I'm not going to do an unbox. I'm not going to do a full review. I'm just telling you the talking points on what I found with this car. It's easy to mod. It's cheap to maintain. I started doing parts for that last one that I broke, and I found, oh, I'm spending $60 on parts. I might as well just get a second car. And I'm glad I did. I still ended up spending the $60 because that's just how I roll. But now we got 2, one for cam, one for racing. So hopefully I'll be able to beat my friends' cars with my rebuilt WLTOYS here soon. I think that's it. I think we covered all our bases. I know this is my first RC video. Leave comments, subscribe, whatever we're supposed to do here. I'm new to the YouTube, so I'm new to the RC. Give me some points. I don't know if I got into this. The other thing that I will say, I noticed right out of the box was this one is more springy. So the first WLTOYS 12428 that I bought came in a WLTOYS box. Clear, looks like a typical RC box. You can see the car. This one came in an XK box, which is supposed to be their superior brand. Well, ironically, the WLTOYS, the original one, seemed to not run better, but the shocks either had better oil or they were just tuned a little better. So that's one thing I'm going to touch on this one is the shocks. But if you notice that you get one of these and it's springy, I will tell you that with the stock shocks you can make it feel better with some tweaking. Because I felt it. I know from my first one that yes, it can feel good. This one is just flipping like crazy. I know it's got top weight, but I've driven my other one. I know how it could handle. So we're going to touch on that today. And I'll show you guys a video of how it drives after I do some tuning. I just got this a couple days ago. I'm super happy with it. I can't wait till the parts come in for my original one, but I definitely recommend this car. I'm not sponsored by anybody yet. I'm not, you know, doing this to sell you something. I'm just telling you, hey, we're at home, coronavirus is going on, riots and stuff are happening, change is happening, thank God. If you're at home and you got kids, RCing is pretty fun, I found, and it's cheap. You can get it done. This is a good car to start with. I wouldn't recommend starting with an A959B because you're going to break it. We got a few different cars we've purchased now, all Chinese stuff, so we're going to keep reviewing, keep telling you what we think about stuff, keep showing you cool videos. They're just going to get better, so hopefully you subscribe. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.